Today, I'm going to be ranking every single Fortnite Chapter 2 location. We're going to start with Greasy Grove. I mean, I kind of like Greasy Grove. It's like a less modern version of Retail Row. I'm going to put in the OK. The Shark, obviously, from Chapter 2 Season 2, goated location. Had a mythic. Didn't land there often though. I'm going to put it in a pretty good location. Sludgy Swamp then, pretty much of a rip-off Slurpee. It wasn't the best. I'm going to put it at the bottom of OK. Hunter's Haven then, one of the seasons I didn't play too much in. But I didn't mind it, really. I think it was like that place in Season 5. I'm going to put it in between Sludgy and Greasy. Bony Burbs then. I think that's the place where Season 6 was. I didn't like that season too much. I'm going to put it just behind Sludgy Swamp, and I remember that place. It was like the more modern tilted / salty place. Frenzy Farm, goated, nothing needed. Literally the more modern version in Frenzy Field. It was a good location. Stealthy Stronghold, season 8 obviously. First place in bad because I absolutely hated it. Everyone that landed there was really good, and I hated that. Corny Crops then. Pretty much Frenzy Farm but ripped off. I put it in pretty good behind the Shark. Weeping Woods. I landed here in the first game, and I continued to land there over and over again. It's not the best location. It's not in the best location, but it can go just there. The Rig. Again, the Rig was a decent location. I quite liked going there to land and just get mythic. No one really landed there for the mythic. I hated the Boombo, and I still do to this day in that Season 4 vaults. It's a good location though. It's going to go in the OK. Retail Row. No caption needed. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Craggy Cliffs. Pretty dry location. I landed there quite a bit. I think it was one of the locations that just stayed there throughout the whole chapter. There was a lot of speculation about it with the space person in Season 3. Had the fish sticks thing. I'm going to put it between Corny Crops and the Shark. Believer Beach then. It was literally sweaty sands. It's where Sunny lived. I quite liked it. I didn't mind Believer Beach, to be honest. Big win, Believer Beach. I liked it. Going in pretty good. The Grotto then. Zero caption needed. It's going to stay at the top because that was my favourite location in the whole of Chapter 2. I loved it. I didn't not land there a few times. I think I only landed somewhere else very little times. I loved the minigun. I loved the minigun as well. Good location, the Grotto. Coral Castle then. What was the point in this location? What was the point in this location? It just came here in Season 3 and bloody hell, it just had nothing there. Agency, not as good as the Grotto. That had Midas and his Tommy gun. I would land there for my life. These two, I would do anything to go back to land them. Colossal Crops then. Literally rip-off frenzy again. There's so many rip-off frenzies in here. Wasn't as good as Corny Crops, and it wasn't as good as Believer Beach. It's not as good as Greasy. Never there. You know what? Greasy Grove going into pretty good. It's going into pretty good because I quite enjoyed landing that. Might be the first place I put it, but I think it deserves to go up a bit. Salty Towers then. Oh, this was literally Salty Springs and Tilted Towers, two of the most action-packed places in the whole game. Bit better than Weeping Woods. It is got to be. It was quite a good place to land back in season 5. I'm gonna put it in pretty good. The Fortilla then. Chapter 2, season 3. A pretty goated location. Had obviously the mythic burst. Had the ghost henchman. Chateau was a really big faff though, trying to find Ocean, because she was in the most random places all the time. I'm gonna put it just behind the shark, and in between the shark and the Fortilla. Sweaty Sands then. I didn't think it was as good as Believer Beach, but it was pretty much there. Not as good as Greasy. Sweaty Sands is the last in pretty good location. Holly Hatcher. Only landed there if I had to. Only if I had to, because it was a pretty dead location. Pretty dead location. Steamy Stacks then. I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed that location. Going up to big stacks. It's not bad. It's okay. Just better than Sludgy Slump. Not as good as Hunter's Haven, that season 5 location that everyone was so hyped about. And then you have Loot Lake. Why? Sorry. It can't just. Wait! I can't even remember now. Is Loot Lake that bit where next to Misty Meadows? I know that Loot Lake was. I don't know. Did it make a comeback? Did Loot Lake make a comeback? Because I can't even remember at this point. But Loot Lake. Just behind Steamy Stacks. I think it might have been that place where the Shadow Base was in season 2. Next to Misty Meadows. I'm not sure. Colossal Colosseum then. Yeah. Only landed there if I had to. Actually, no. There, you get 2 purple guns from the NPC, but other than that, it was a pretty dead location. I can't remember if there was a vault. I actually can't remember if there was a vault there. Slurpy Swamp then. I hill camped once here and won. You know, just behind Frenzy. Slurpy was a goated location for me. I landed there a lot of times. Hill camped once there with my duo, and I've still won. They'll have that right in my head. I will remember that forever. Lazy Lake, it was pretty much the modern Tilted Towers in Chapter 2. But just better than Salty, in my opinion. Just better than Salty Towers. And then you got the Spire. I think that was the middle map in Season 6, it was. Had the most annoying shotgun there. Probably one of the worst middle maps in the whole chapter. Just above Steamy Stacks, I hated it. Well, I didn't hate it, but it was just not the best. Holly Hedges then. It used to be mine and my duo's landing spot because he would make me land there. But just above Colossal was bad. I never landed there in solos, only landed there in duos and stuff. Corny Complex then, another rip-off Frenzy, but this one was not as shocking as some of the others. Just below Retail Road. I think it's one of the best locations. I can't remember what season it is. I think it's the place with Sloan. It had Sloan, I think, with the striker burst AR. Salty Springs then. Goated POI. To be fair. Yeah, alright. You got me. Better than Retail, not as good as Slurpy. I liked it. Action packed POI. Pretty cool. Pleasant Park. Pleasant Park was also a very good location. Not as good as Salty Towers. Pleasant Park was clear of Salty Towers, but not as good as Lazy Lake. Lazy Lake was like the goat. Rickety Break then. I was looking at this POI on a concept map the other day. I was like, I cannot remember this. I think it was like a cross between the Fortilla and the Rig. That I think it was season 4. I can't even remember what season it was, but I do not remember it being a POI, which means it wouldn't have landed there. Or go below Coral Castle because I just can't remember playing in that POI. Misty Meadows. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of controversy about this. Never actually really landed there. I only landed there Christmas to do some challenges, I think. To be honest. I didn't do much there. The Yacht. Again, Chapter 2, Season 2. Goated POI. Gotta go up the top. Better than Retail, better than Salty, better than Slurpee. It was a good POI. It was just the Mythics. You had obviously the AK, which was the most shocking POI ever. Oh, not POI, Mythic. And then you had Deadpool's Jewelries, which was there in the later part of the season, which was also shocking. So you had the shocking Mythics, but the POI in itself was pretty good. Best location, 5th. The Authority then, I liked it. I loved it. Actually, it was lit. Look at them. They're the same thing. It's literally the agency, but it's Shadow and it's Jules. Not as good as the agency, obviously. And I have my iPad account. I play Fortnite on my iPad, and I still land there every game, even though the full lobby is bots. I'm literally the only real player in it when I play Chapter 2 Season 3 Fortnite on my iPad. But then again, I also land Catty Corner, and I also land Fortilla. And yeah. The Ruins then. I can't remember, really. The Ruins was the Fortnite Mayor's place. But I can't remember if the Ruins was also the old Authority in the early part of the season or whether it changed. But obviously I had Shadow Midas, but Fortnite Mayor's, that was the worst Fortnite Mayor's ever. It's bloody zombies coming back from the dead and murdering you. You got very high elim kills. Very high elim games though. And I had obviously Shadow Midas. Can't remember if I had Henchman. I think it did. But yeah. Literally below the Authority because they're literally all the 3 same things, but they all have a different concept to them. Risky Reels! Oh my goodness me. Right. Don't controverse my decision there. Do not argue with me. Risky Reels. Me and my old duo had so many memes there. Hiding in the hay bale when we were bots and we started the game. Hiding everywhere. Hiding on the top of the cinema thing. It was a go-to POI in my opinion. Dirty Docks. Dirty Docks then. It had obviously in season 5 the exotic pistol. But I can't remember really anything else. No good memories there. Yeah. No, not as bad as. To be fair, I'm just putting it there. Don't belong down there. Just one of the OG or stayed there throughout the whole chapter. And yeah. Doom's Domain! Do not argue with me when I say this. But I'm not putting it there. Wait, I just have to scroll up. Doom's Domain. Just below the Ruins because I loved it. I liked it. In fact, yeah, alright. Doom's Domain was just go to POI. I loved the mythics that came from there. I just loved the whole thing about it. Catty Corner then. It was obviously where Kit was. Kit was pretty goated. Boss, he would kill me all the time though because I was botted back then. I was shocking. But Catty Corner. There. Alright, that's fair, that's fair. And finally, Stark Industries. It's got to be in the top POI bit, surely. But, Stark. Better than the Ruins, not as good as the Authority. It literally went over Frenzy Farm, and it probably was clear Frenzy Farm. Iron Man Mythics were insane. OP. Absolutely OP, but that's it. I'm just going to put Corny Complex into pretty good. Retail Row into pretty good, just to make it seem a bit more realistic. finally, this is my tier list on Chapter 2, all the POIs, how much I like them. Comment down below if you agree, comment down below if you disagree. Remember, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to check out my Discord, Twitch, and TikTok in the description below. There's a new video coming out later on this week. I don't know which day. Sky Basin video. But once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.